hear chitlins squealing. I hear chitlins squealing. So let's flip some clank baits. Just so happens we have a holster on the old Steed, a scabbard for our rifle, the little ultralight Winchester 94. And looks like there's some crappie popping, some sockeye. Let's try for bass. See? They're coming up saying, hi. You come to play today? I haven't seen you in a long fucking time. You see, that's why I got the shallow running crankbait on, because look at this snot right up on shore. It's snotty. Okay, let's see if we can get a view here that encapsulates everything. This is, someone asked, what's this? I'm making sourdough bread. Sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you. Today's choice. You should be getting sleepy. See, during the rains, the water level was up to the tip of that patch of moss. So this was pretty full, brim full. So let me see here. Mr. Chad, Mr. Stu, see, I get a better angle here. Because you got that little tiny tripod. Let's go here. Yeah, let me see if I can make some kind of a view here, huh? A view for you. Got hit. Oh my God, is it a PB? Oh my God. Oh my God, should I throw my pole down? There you go. Got a little crankbait fish. He all cranky, ain't he? Tell you what. You gotta be careful. I much prefer plastics, but you know, we're kind of dink fishing. There it goes, there's a little guy. He got a little bass. Oh, look at him. Hey, get on back in there, buddy. Go tell your grandma to come out for a ride. Yeah, Uncle Tom, this is where he let all them crawdads go. There's no rock here, though. We picked up some shit on it. All right. Let me go down here. There used to be a tree right here, man. They took it out. That was a bitch. You gotta leave shit like that in there, man. Like I said, there's no damn rock here, man. Any rock you see around has been imported. There are no indigenous rocks here. Ooh, something just broke by the spillway. Picked up shit. No shit, man. You can see one surface and throw on it. It was the butt cop that fell in. We're gonna go down to the crappie spot in a minute. Let's go down there now. We'll make a couple casts on the way. Crappie spot's over there, right at the bottom of that there tree. But let's make a couple more flips over here. The damn tree being gone, that's no good. Don't know why they do that, man. Why they do that? They don't know. Hey, Miss Joan. Okay, we'll go over here. We'll put a couple of bins right here, and then we'll go over to the crappie tree. We'll give them sockeye. us move down to the crappy tree. I'm in that shade over there. Man, my neck's beyond red. Still gushy here from mud. Gushy corner. And there's some good-sized gar in here. A lot of turtles. A lot of turtles. Let's see. Let me see what y'all are looking at here, because I can't see a goddamn thing. I can't see a goddamn thing. Mr. Kirby, we're in the backyard. We're fishing with a little fairy wand. Dang, one smacked it as soon as it hit. All right, look, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, shit, they went down. There's a big old school of fry right there. See them pop in the water? Or pop in the surface. And sometimes when there's a lot of fry on shore and you walk up and spook them out, the predator will turn around and herd them right back in. biggest bass in the lake was caught right down there. That little narrow finger. But let me keep flipping here. Let me keep flipping. There's a couple other schools of them right out here too. But I think this one right here spooked offshore, because it was thick a moment ago. Alright, let's commence to throw for some crappie. I do the crappie fishing, you know, on a little fairy wand. Cleared up. Ran into an old shed. That one just jumped out trying to eat a fly for you fly fishermen. This is a good spot to fly fish. I got a fly rod, but it's super heavy action. ain't got no fly reel. No fly line. No flies. Whew. Big one just smacked across. I don't know if you saw it. Crappie. Woohoo, on a dinky. My TBD. Crappie. Told you this was the crappie tree, huh? You didn't fucking believe me. Alright. Let's walk back. Motorcycle way over there. And crappie are right there. Oh, there's those, the fry. See if you can see that fry. I'm just pea dunking with the ultralight. Whoops, got you all magnified out, huh? There you go. Just pea dunking with the UL. Does it say what it is? This rod's over 40 years fucking old, man. Don't even say what it is anymore. So, 8150 UL. I chopped it down to barely over 4 foot. Got a little baby spinning reel on it with debraid. Nice cheap little reel. Get a few of them. Deck out the visitors, right? Send them out big game fishing in the fucking backyard. Tomorrow morning I'm gonna go puddle dunk some fucking bass. For real. The biggest bass out of here is only 8 pounds so far. And a couple visitors whopped them around 5 pounds. They were delighted. Turned them into the world's greatest fishermen, tell you what. Everybody's born that way, though, you know that. I was. Fucking A. The hell, I don't have to tell you that. But there's little flies hitting the water and little crappie. The little sockeye sucking them in. Let's ride around. I don't know, should we ride over to the other end of the street? I don't know. I've heard a couple boats go by in the creek behind us. I'll show you the creek over here. Let's have a look at the creek. We'll holster this weapon and I'll show you the creek. Because it's the same one where I go fish down at the end of the street. But it goes from that end of the street all the way over there to the end of the runway, and there's a split in the creek there. Ooh, there was one right up on shore, just bolted in. So I've seen the gar spawning in here about 2 years ago. You wouldn't believe it, man. It was like a log jam laying around shore. But here, instead of holstering the weapon, just flip a couple off the spillway and walk over to the creek. And I can set this down and quit bouncing the fuck around. See, right off the end of the spillway, they're mulling around. All right, let's go check the creek because I heard a boat go by there. You can hear them yapping. They were rolling though. See all this rock imported. You gotta watch out. There's big mean snakes here, man. The landscaper got bit and was in the hospital for, I think, damn near a week, man. Fucked him up good. And me and my buddy, we flipped the fucking bait to one, and the son of a bitch grabbed the bait and took it out. We had to snap it off. Didn't want to fight with that big biter. So we're going in danger zone. Hacked out like fucking jungle. If I flipped this crankbait out there on this little ferry wand and rail one right here, I can never get the fucker in. About 3-4 foot drop down to the water right there. And if I jump in, water will be up to my waist. You can see that's down where I park the truck or motorcycle and go to the end of the street down there a little ways around the bend. Then you go this way and go all the way up to fucking Clear Lake. Take Clear Lake out to Galveston Channel. Be out in the fucking Gulf from right here. It's a long run. A real long fucking run, man. Then once you get out there toward the Gulf, you got to go out 100 fucking miles to get anything, man. Nah, there's fish around. But you got to go 100 miles out to get to the big ones. the pelagics. We'll be coming down in there in the kayak soon. It's warming up. I carry the spear gun and we'll fuck around over there. Alright, how long have I been on here? Oh, a fucking hour already. That's too long. I was going to ride down to the other end of the street. Something just sucked its head underneath that rock there. If we flip over that big flat rock on the right, something's underneath there. I just saw him head go in. I don't know what it was. Probably a snake or something. They get in with these roots and blend right in. And about the same goddamn color too. They're aggressive. They're more aggressive than a fucking rattlesnake. A rattlesnake will coil up, put his head back. These motherfuckers will go after you, man. When I first got here, man, the first bass I caught was over in my kayak at the other lake. I fucking got one. I was all happy, gonna make a video. I fucking backed into shore, holding the bass in one hand, rooting with my phone with the other, and fucking snake came up with my kayak, man. I had to drop the goddamn phone and drop that bass and grab my oar and flick that fucker in. And I don't even know what the hell kind it was, because my identification out here ain't what it was on the West Coast, not even fucking close. That pisses me off too, because over there I could identify about every goddamn thing I came across. Out here I'm like, oh, what the hell is it? This is my first day. For Rio. Alright, we'll make a few more flips since I'm going to call it here shortly. We'll make a couple more flips. You can see the shit rolling around out there hitting flies. They come dink fishing in here with a fly rod. I gotta get a fly reel. We'll see about it here soon. I always gravitate over here where the tree used to be. This is one of the deeper spots close to shore right here. So we're throwing this crankbait, that way I can drag it up and get minimal shit stuck to it. There's a spillway. And let's make a few more flips. No goddamn shade over here. What do they do? They took all the shade away. Yeah. Why did they do that? I don't know why they did that. We try to discourage dickheads like me from coming out here and camping on the fucking spot all day, huh? Jerking them bluegill around by the lip. And I have caught a couple gar in here on these crankbaits, but believe it or not, it's when I cast out and let it sit for quite a long time. Then I move it, they jumped on it. No big ones though, no big ones. Like I said, I've seen good sized ones in here. Maybe 4 foot. But small gar on the ultralight is big fun. chitlins over playing by the planter box. I can see them moving around by it. Another booger in the line. Oh shit, that's where I tied a splice. Damn. You can hear it? Right there. Probably another crappie. We'll see if the splice holds. I like it. Catch one of those little, oh, see, that fucker came up and hit it while it was just sitting there. And I started to say, I'd like to catch one of those little crappies, swim it around out there and have a bigger fish come and hail that fucker and get the fight on. Get your fight on, bitch. Like I said, the lure was just sitting there as I went to kneel down. Whack, whack, and fucking pulled tight twice. That's how them gar hit it. With this one, it dives down to 2 feet or less, and it very slowly floats up. Plus, I got a swivel on it, so that's knocking down a little bit of the buoyancy on it. It picked up a hunk of shit. Only a couple minutes, and I'm heading out. I can hear that splice knot ripping through the eyes on the cast. It sounds like shit. Now let's sit. I got 2 or 3 more ultralight reels loaded, ready to go. I just quick change them and put this one on the rack for re-spooling. When I take line off of a bait caster, I'll spool it up on here. I think I got 20-pound braid on here. I'll work this little fucking noodle out. And just a 10-pound mono leader on it. And with this wimpy ass stick that's about caves in on the cast, it gives so much it'll allow a nice big old wiggle, nice big swing on the end of this lure. Whereas if I had a stiffer leader and stiffer stick, it wouldn't wiggle so much. See, the rod caves in on this when I cast. But it's okay. Hey, Uncle Tom, this is the rod I stuck that 10-pound calico on with 6-pound line. I like them apples. Getting hotter and more humid by the minute. Couple more casts here. See, I could lop this fucker off right at that splice. I don't know why that splice popped up. I didn't even notice it earlier. They got a big old tagline hanging off the fucker. Usually I don't like casting straight out in the middle of fucking Never Never Land. I usually stick hard to shore and in the structure. There's so much shit here to pick up, I just can't do it. There's way more fish hanging near shore ready to pounce than out there free finning. Well, bass and gar wise, the sockeye are out there looking for flies. So when it's super cold out, I'll crank this crankbait out, give it a couple cranks down, keep the line a little bit taut, and just watch the line. And all of a sudden you'll see little wakes go on each side of the line, and you know they're smacking. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this fucker. I got it spooled so full. Over spooled, over full, overrated. I don't know, can you see that splice? What the hell is it there? Look at this fucking splice, man. Oh, can you see it? Look at that. Big old gangly ass tagline. And it ain't like the spool's low. But I hate a fucking low spool. I don't know why I tied that on there. I think I put a Yucatan knot on it fucking around and got a phone call and walked away and then just reeled it up. Left fucking tagline, a braid sticking out on it. Well, it's braid to braid too. Usually I like the Yucatan for braid to mono, but I don't usually do any of that shit because then the line twists up even worse. I'd rather run braid to a swivel and then the mono leader. You don't need no big ass fucking wind on leader. Originally the wind on leaders were made for marlin fishing so you could wind up, get all the way, because if you touch the leader when you're marlin fishing, the fish qualifies. So they'd make a big old long fucking wind on leader and wind that bitch up. And then these fluorocarbon advocates started doing it, thinking that it made it better for a tuna bite, right? Light line gets you bit. And a light line loses your fish of a life, buckwad. When you're out there in saltwater like that, it's a fat chance you're going to get a world record, so you want to be gunned properly, man. You can go to a fucking gunfight with a goddamn pea shooter. Fucking sawed-off semi-automatic shotgun. Sweep the street. Yeah, that knot's got to be cut off there. It goes ripping through the eyes and bogs down the cast. Doesn't make a shit bit of difference out here, but I got something to bitch about, right? Alright, I've done enough bitching with this. Let's get this in. See, my swivel's a wind on leader. Look, right through the eyes up to the tip. And that's why I carry pliers. All right. Let's row. All right. Let us row. Let me strap you on here. Oh, I hear chitlins squealing. That's a good sign. When they're quiet, something's up. You don't want them chitlins being quiet when they're pulling some stunt. All right. Speaking of pulling stunts, let's hit the road. ramp, huh? They're using the ramp down there. The Big Muddy. I took a big shit upstream. Now, it's been raining for days, man. First goddamn day it didn't rain. I was going to stand on the ramp and flip the crankbait, but there's people there. And right here, see, the bank is way too steep, man. So 6 feet down. When my son caught that redfish, though, I did jump down there and grab that fucker by the lip, tell you what. And that bait that I got today is for fishing in here, because the bait he caught that red on, we lost it after, well, he lost it after that. Just like I lost the phone. Hey, Terry P, how's it going, man? I've seen you before. You're okay. And sure, I thought you were had already matured as a moderator. And Miss Joan, howdy, howdy. That ugly fucking mug, huh? Tell you what, let's stop that. That's nasty. Alright, well, I just came down for the flock of it. Again, typically being here just these few minutes, we should have seen a gar poke his nose up sucking air, and they're not doing it. So I think the muddy content is probably comparable to sticking a human in a smoke-filled room or something. They just aren't in here. They moved to the other room that's cleaner, huh? And they got to come up and gulp air at some point. And usually when they're in here, you can see them do it because it's a small area. But I'm looking forward to hooking a big one in here. This is tight quarters, and the fight will be on. The fight will be fucking on. I'll start crying and shit. Throw my pole down. Lose the little bell off the end of it. You know, probably snap the rod pulling on it like it's a fucking snag or something. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just fucking around out here, man. Oh, you know, it'd been cool, man, if this fucker here is getting ready to come in and land, and we were sitting over there on the runway, and he came over and about hit me in the head with his fucking wheels. Or go to the other end when they take off, they come over and almost hit you in the head with the wheels. Coming up here, though, we'll be sitting in this creek at the end of the runway in the kayak, and they will come by. Typically, they'll be launching off that end. But you can see the tide's pulling out pretty fast. We got that floating debris right there moving downstream. I think the tide's pulling out right now. Nah, don't worry about the like. I tell them to give me the finger and unsub. That's my standard, okay? Don't violate it. All right, well, it's been an hour and a half. We're going to ride back. The wind noise is too much. You're already seeing it. It's just a road. So we're going to go back. I don't see... damn it. Clear my throat. The other day, somebody had a jug line out. It was a bright neon green foam float sticking up. And because it was in a vertical position, you could tell there was bait hanging under it. When my son and I were out here a couple weeks ago in the little red boat, I found a jug line, and as I went to pull it up, it had a fish on it. We chased it around. It had a big one on it, man, hugging the bottom, most likely a catfish. So I grabbed the fucker, man, finally, and I pulled on it pretty hard, and it bent the fucking hook, man, and it came unbuttoned. At first I thought the line broke because it was a cheap ass cotton line, like a string. And I thought that fucking line broke, but no, it was upon close examination, the goddamn hook bent. It was a cheap ass, well, it's good that they were using a cheap ass wire hook because it would have rusted out after a while, and it was a bit rusty. It didn't break, it bent. Probably why it bent easily, but that way they won't stay hooked up forever. It'll rust out and they'll swim free. He was free swimming with it, dragging it all around. He could probably still make grub. All right, well, I'm gonna head home. It's hotter than shit out, man, and humid. So, see why I don't come down here on the weekend? There's people down here, man. During the week, not so much. And I don't really care, but this is tight quarters. And in these tight quarters, if you got a line out there and a boat goes by, it's not the best thing to have happen, you know? So, but most folks are pretty nice, and they slow down for you and shit. In the kayak, they always slow down and are nice when they go by. And then they crack it when they pass you, of course. Well, we'll see you later. All right, you guys.